Let them have emails. Are we able to help our people to be able to implement some of the programs and projects of government? Then we're supposed to investigate any act, omission, or advice or decisions and stimulate public awareness about the values of constitutionalism. The role of the IG in promoting social accountability. We have been involved in monitoring and evaluating government projects, and this ensures that public resources are used efficiently and also effectively. I think you can see from there, I was in one of the, I think that was Palabek in Lamont, monitoring that project of the bridge. Today, as I speak, it is done. It was not USMID, it was Dr. Deep. We're supposed to enforce the Leadership Code of Conduct, which I already did mention, and this ensures that leaders and public officers adhere to the ethical standards of behavior while holding those positions. And then we're supposed to investigate and prosecute corruption cases using the special powers to investigate, to prosecute, and misuse of government office. So we investigate. I think here, this was in Kabale, and again I saw my friends of Kabale who are former enemies also. I remember we had the quality of life for the Ugandans through better infrastructure. And here we are saying improving focus on public service delivery. Among those, we have the infrastructure, the health, the education, and other social needs of the citizens. And then it also helps to monitor government's performance and response in terms of monitoring progress. Were we having successes? If so, how did we get to where we have gotten and how can we improve? Then it also facilitates links between citizens and government entities. Citizens are able to engage with those in positions of responsibility within the government. That's why for me here, I get extremely excited when I take the face of the IG to the grassroots. And it has enabled me to be able to interact with most of you here when I come to your respective spaces in the municipalities, in the districts and cities. Then social accountability also helps, especially in empowering marginalized groups in policy processes, where you see grassroots people at the grassroots level getting aware and informed about policy processes. And then it also fosters transparency and accountability. And this can only be achieved if citizens are empowered to actively participate in the oversight of these projects. The involvement of communities in planning, in implementation, and monitoring monitoring phases are very, very important to ensure that funds are used effectively for the intended purposes.
With a rate of 27% and annual growth of 5.2%, places it among the fastest urbanizing countries globally. By 2050, it is projected that 50% of our population will be staying in these urban areas. So the growth presents challenges such as infrastructure deficits, with only 15% of the urban roads paved, and solid waste management issues, with only 40% of the waste collected. Urban employment, particularly among the youth, remaining high at 13%. Your Excellency, it is now very clear that urban areas continue or contribute over 70% of our GDP, underscoring the economic. Addressing the above challenges requires a lot of concerted effort from all stakeholders and development partners. Key interventions by the NRM government is the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development, which is USMID program, which focuses on enhancing urban infrastructure, sustainable development, socio-economic transformation, and improved physical planning, urban planning for resilient growth. Your Excellency, urbanization in Uganda still presents us with a number of challenges, ranging from disjointed planning systems, increase the functionality and development of urban areas in Uganda, and thus acting as threats to the urban development. Despite the challenges urbanization is presenting in the country, the NRM government has been steadfast and remains committed to providing the conducive policy and legal framework that would facilitate orderly urban development in the country. To do the National Fiscal Plan, Development Plan, which they talked about, we have policy, and we have also the Fiscal Planning Act Amendment 2020, then the National Land Use Policy, and the establishment of the new 10 cities to distribute the benefits of urbanization at regional level and taking services closer to the people. Your Excellency and local government, there is a lot in as far as infrastructure development is concerned, and the technical staff of the participating local government have been in position to acquire hands-on training. They have also been in position to establish a system to electronically collect revenue, which has made their revenues to a bit go up, and we are so thankful to the program. The role of the infrastructure development in our cannot understand. The Youth Meet program is a living testimony, and I think all of us can bear witness. The urban local governments of 2013, if you go there in 2025, you will see a big difference. So we are so thankful to the wise leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and for having allowed this intervention to be done in the cities and municipalities. The infrastructure investments have been key in facilitating trade and mobility, increased economic development, as well as increased revenue mobilization and collections. This has in turn improved on the portfolio in participating local governments, registering over 20% revenue improvement for service delivery in their towns. Your Excellency, the success of this program wouldn't have been possible without the clear and committed stewardship of the NRM government that has committed substantial funds for urban infrastructure development under the Youth Meet program and Greater Kampala Metropolitan Affairs project. And I am happy to note, so far, these funding have done us well. Participating cities and municipalities have also prepared city development plans and plans, which facilitate other development and preparation for capital investment plans for their respective cities and municipalities. Many of these cities and municipalities are beginning to think big about the prospect of development and urbanization of their and municipalities. As we celebrate the 10 years of Youth Meet, I wish to reiterate the NRM government's commitment to the development of the urban sector. The commitment stems from the recognition of the balanced development as the urban sector is an integral part of our inclusion. We have also established that the challenges of urbanization need to be met through provision of better urban infrastructure, capacity building, and stakeholders' engagement. Detailed analytical work on estimating of the cost of urban infrastructure is currently, but already it is clear that the numbers will not be small. Urban infrastructure financing and development will therefore be an area that will require significant additional resources, attention, a number of years to come to enable our cities and municipalities be where they dream to be. As we celebrate the success of the Youth Meet program, we need to turn our focus on the sustainability of the infrastructure investments. I have taken note on various monitoring activities with these cities and municipalities. The increased cases of vandalism and the operational and maintenance of the infrastructure, while guidelines have been provided by my ministry, resource challenges still remain high on the list. This calls for a deliberate move to mobilize and allocate resources to these urban councils for sustainability of the infrastructure over and above what is being sent under the road fund, since urban infrastructure management is quite expensive. Your Excellency, apart from the infrastructure development, my ministry through the program supported the participating cities and municipalities in the preparations of the solid waste management strategies that are currently being implemented, though with challenges, especially of resources. My ministry, working with the MDS, with guidance from NPA and the Cabinet Secretariat, was at advanced stages for the preparation of the waste management policy for Uganda. And in that regard, the regulatory impact assessment study was completed, which has now been handed over to the Ministry of Local Government to coordinate the policy-making process, which is yet to begin, as directed by the Cabinet of Uganda. Sustainable and inclusive. The conference will be an annual event that of the NRM government to articulate its government agenda through sustainable urbanization and also attract other stakeholders and development partners to support our cause. So I pledge total commitment with all the stakeholders to deliver on our mandate for sustainable urbanization in our country. We are also, Your Excellency, engaged in a program of building resilience for the urban poor. This is a project which is coordinated by Kenya, and we are a number of countries that are participating to see how we can improve the social well-being of the urban poor. As I conclude, allow me to thank Honorable Obiga Kania, who has been chairing the meetings in preparation for this inaugural conference,